Normally, I try to give you some gameplay while I talk about the MechaBreak issues or some particular MechaBreak topics, but this time we have to talk about the announcement of the update, which is happening, well, more or less right now while I'm talking about it, and Season 1, which is coming out soon. And this is why I have the official dev notes here open. And this is all happening in the wake of, we were supposed to get a live stream on Season 1 a few days ago, right? It was supposed to happen, I think, on Tuesday. And then yesterday, while I'm recording this, which is a Wednesday, they were like, hey, folks, unfortunately, the upcoming live stream is not happening because of unforeseen circumstances. We will update you soon. And it's like, will not happen. Mate, you were 24 hours too late. What's going on here? And then they dropped the dev notes, as you can see here, and it's not a lot. So, wait, you say that the patch is going on right now, Mo. Does it mean that we are getting Season 1 right now? No. No. So, this is not the well, it is the Season 1 patch, but we are not getting Season 1. We are getting Season 1 in about 2 weeks. And most of the stuff we are getting right now is smaller increment updates. The first thing they're giving us is the Season 0 rewards. And oh my gosh, it's bad. Basically, you are getting, starting with silver, you are getting those crates you can see right here. And they're also saying that reach silver or higher will receive Season 1 supply crates. What's inside? That's a secret for now. Yeah, of course. But I can tell you that the crates will include at least 4 new season exclusive weapons. Or additionally, players who reach legendary points or higher will also receive extra rewards. And for the top 100 players on the leaderboard, they're getting a special insignia. They have already told us what this is. But here's a problem. And the problem is they have to change the matchmaking system. They have to change the whole system, how it works. Because in a lot of games, getting up ranks is a very important progress. In this game, most of the time you are getting carried by some other people, so you're ranking up automatically. And a lot of the ranks mean absolutely nothing. Right, like a lot of people would say, before you're not reaching Grandmaster, it's actually just free climbing. And the only thing you have to do is you have to invest time. Not skill, but time, right? And as somebody who is on the general rank, I would agree with that, right? I am general. I'm basically doing top 200 games because I have a huge problem. I don't have enough players. The game has been slowly dying after 2 months when it was released. And sure, that we are not keeping the full player base that was to be expected. That happens to every game. But it has been getting worse and worse in the recent weeks, especially with the latest update, where they completely botched the balance. And now we are at the point where people are basically just hoping for things to change. Now, the bad news is that, unfortunately, that neither here or in the patch notes, which is the news update right here, they made any balance changes whatsoever. So we are still in this meta where Inferno is killing everything and is basically unkillable because they had to buff the lower ranks. This was the weirdest shit I have ever heard. So if you don't know my previous video or my live reaction to the changes, they had a live stream. And the reasoning for buffing Inferno was literally, yeah, the lower ranks have a 15% lower win rate than the higher ranks. And I was like, well, first off, that's okay. You can have strikers which are not performing well in lower ranks. That's what we call a skill cap or ceiling, right? Like they have to get through that. Second, you don't just buff the lower ranks. When you are increasing the power of a striker, that counts for everyone. It doesn't matter if you are bronze or if you are an immortal player. You will get those buffs or nerfs. So when they basically announced they are giving those major buffs to Inferno because, well, the lower ranks are struggling with the striker, I was flabbergasted. And now here we are, another 2 weeks of Inferno dominance in the higher ranks. Fantastic. Fantastic. You know what? I want my Vulcan back. I was okay with Vulcan dominating. Inferno was even worse. But that is like such a topic of we need a lot of changes, and they are not really talking about. Another thing we have to talk about is the item shop. Or to be a little bit more precise, the Battle Pass. I will be completely honest, I bought the Battle Pass. I will not buy Season 1 Battle Pass, no matter what's in it. Why? Because it takes far too long to unlock that shit. Like, seriously. I am a top 200 player. I have over 100 hours in this season, in this game. I have maybe unlocked half of the Battle Pass. Maybe. I definitely didn't get my money's worth. And I would not give them any new money with the Battle Pass. I'm sorry. If they have to change how much points you were getting. They really, really have to change that. Also that they are punishing you when you are losing. Like, you are getting, instead of 500 points with the Battle Pass, you get 10. It's like, huh? What type of system is this? Like, again, there are so many issues with the Battle Pass, with how you're acquiring points. Then we also have the strikers of this season. We still don't know what happens to the 3 strikers. Zerinith, Stellaris, and Inferno. Are they disappearing after this? If so, like, the game is dead. You cannot, like, and when I say disappearing, I mean being not buyable. For everyone who has bought the max, you keep them, of course. But let's say somebody is jumping into the game in Season 1 and Stellaris is not available. Because we are doing some stupid gacha swapperoo thing. This is a PvP game. You have ranked mode. You want to do some, you know, esports apparently at some point. Well, we'll see if anybody is still playing the game. And you want to remove strikers? Making people miss out on it? Your game is dead. Like, just straight up. So what they have to do is, they have to make the strikers available to everyone for free. That would be great. And they do this every season. So basically, if you want to put point into a striker so that you can play it that season, that's fine. And then afterward, it becomes free. Or they will add them to the rotation and you can just like, or not rotation, like to the buying area permanently and you can just buy them afterwards or something. But this is not okay, especially not with Marvel Rivals existing. Like, yes, MechaBreak is a niche game. MechaBreak is a mech game. But it is, at its core, a hero shooter with mechs. And when you have Marvel Rivals sitting there at the top the whole time, and they are doing most of it right, you cannot pull that bullshit. Because people can just point to Marvel Rivals and be like, yeah, but look what they do. And they are also a Chinese developer, so don't give me that bullshit, right? So yeah, that's another problem. Another thing they have now announced, and this is so weird, man, those developers, and I realized this over a year ago when it didn't even exist yet, MechaBreak, they are obsessed with MechaBreak. Like, apparently this was their grand strategy or idea that MechaBreak is what catapults this game forward. And it didn't happen. And now they are at the point of like, well, what do we do about this? Well, okay, so how do we save MechaBreak? So they are now introducing with the patch the ability that you can play MechaBreak 3 times a week without PvP. And I'm like, 3 times a week? Just make it permanent. Just make it permanent. Are you afraid it's crashing the market? Dude, you still need people to actually buy the core, right? So that they can buy stuff on the market. So you still need people to invest into the economy. Like, yes, this might influence the economy, but let's be honest here. How many people are really buying shit from MechaBreak on the marketplace? Because nobody is really playing it anymore. Like, they are so focused on saving MechaBreak, and I don't understand where that is coming from. Like, the community has told them way before MechaBreak was a thing that MechaBreak is just an addition, just something they don't necessarily need, and it's a casual thing. And even the developers were like, yeah, it's a casual thing. But it feels like they are focusing so much on it. They are wasting time on it. Like, admit it, MechaBreak was a failure, move on from it, and focus actually on the things people like and enjoy and why they are playing this game. And MechaBreak ain't it. So, what else do we get? Well, apparently we got this teaser here of the 2 new strikers, which is like, cool, okay. This seems to be a very agile, maybe another flying striker. And this seems to be a more beefier, tanky striker. I don't know what this is in the background. So we will see what this is. Cool, I guess. 2 new strikers. That's nice. But the problem is you also have to get your strikers in order, because again, balance is makes you sometimes wanting to stop playing because they have botched it so hard the moment people realize this. And again, like, giving us that much information more or less 2 weeks before season 1 is coming out is not a lot, and it's not very helpful. Like, people will say, man, Mo, you're kind of pessimistic. This is now your 2nd video this week where you are kind of bashing the game. I'm like, no, my heart is bleeding. I love MechaBreak. I want this game to be around for years, decades even. The last thing we need is that this game is completely being abandoned, because this game has quality. But this game needs a player base. I am already at the point where I am waiting 7 to 8 minutes for a game to pop, and that is at prime time. Because I'm so high ranked that I have barely any players left. And I'm still playing against like immortal players or whatever, even though I shouldn't. But because the system doesn't find anyone else. And it's infuriating. So you definitely don't help by making the community which is still around being pissed at you. Because if I have learned one thing in community work is an investment into the future. Even if you are looking for new players, you have to appease the people which are already there, because they are your strongest weapon to reach out to new players and win them over that you want to play this game. I mean, just look at Final Fantasy XIV. The meme, right? Everyone is posting whenever somebody is mentioning Final Fantasy XIV. Oh, did you know that the award-winning Final Fantasy XIV has now an endless demo which allows you to blah, 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 blah. You know the meme. God, that I even know it from the back of my head. It's kind of sad. Like, that's crazy marketing without having to pay a single cent in marketing, because your community is doing it for you. Your community is fighting for you in the trenches. And the last thing you want is that somebody is going to another person on the internet is like, wow, MechaBreak looks really too cool. And their reaction is, nah, don't bother. You don't want that. Nobody does. So, hey, Amazing Season Games, right now it looks very much you are not listening to your community. And it seems like the Chinese community is also pretty much with us on board. I looked up some of the comments and all on their social medias, and they are pretty much on the same level as we do, and they're even savager than we are when it comes to like shitting on the developers right now. But get your act together and fix your game and let us know stuff, and not 24 hours after it happened. That would be great. But yeah, with that said, I will definitely be back with another video when we have concrete details on what's in Season 1. And then I hope it will actually help the game and not just damaging it more. With that said, if you still enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like. And also, if you're new to the channel, you might want to subscribe for not just MechaBreak, but also Battlefield and some other games here if you enjoy that kind of stuff. With that said, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe. Bye-bye.